She the queen, yeah, that's Queen Esquire. Legal trouble, she getting you out the fire. Another day and she solving another case, cause she litigate with dignity and grace. She the queen, yeah, that's Queen Esquire. Legal trouble, she getting you out the fire. Another day and she solving another case, cause she litigate with dignity and grace. She the queen, yeah, that's Queen Esquire.
Barbie, Chloe, period I, period 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 I, period. Got my name up in your mouth, you don't know no better. Don't forget I'm from the south, yeah, I got them headers. You watching everything I do, studying all of my moves. Wish you could do what I do. Period I, period period I, period period I, period period I, period.
Hello,
Hey, Barbie.
Oops, sorry guys. Let me turn that off.
Period I, period.
Hello, litigators and opinionators. Court is now in session. Sorry about that little media hiccup over there. I usually just post that to give people time to come in and join the live. So that's why I play that. I know a lot of people are like, why is she playing this crazy video? It's just to give people time to join the live, to be alerted that the live has started. Hello, Diana Ortiz. Thank you for joining. We are here to reconvene and discuss part 2 of the story that we already have been discussing last week regarding the 10 ex-convicts, or 10 current convicts. I said ex-convicts. The 10 convicts, y'all, that escaped from Louisiana jail, or I don't know if it's a jail or prison, y'all. But there is a lot of corruption in that jail. At least I say about 8 of them have been already caught. We already knew that was going to happen. They don't have much resources, and the award has went from $20,000 to now $50,000. So people are trying to cash in on that money, but people just aren't really that smart, because that award sometimes is very tricky. They play a lot with the words that they say. They say, oh yeah. We're going to give you such and such money. If you help, lead the arrest of this person. However, there's very tricky words that they use. And people a lot of times don't really know what's going on, basically. And so they help give resources to the officers and turn around, they don't get the award, because then they'll say, oh, well, even though you led to the arrest, you didn't call this particular number, so therefore you're not getting any award. So a lot of people are now trying to hunt for these last 2 convicts. The last video I discussed in detail about the life of Derek Groves. And that story has got a lot of mixed up stuff in it. I don't know whether the man's guilty or not, to be honest. There's a lot of corruption in Louisiana, and a lot of these individuals are being arrested for crimes they didn't even commit. It's a mess. So I don't know if they're guilty or not. But this man here on the screen we're talking about today is Antoine Massey. Antoine Massey, he's about to be arrested within probably by tonight. I guarantee you guys by tomorrow we're going to wake up and he's going to be arrested. He was not that smart, y'all. He just wasn't that smart. He went online today and he posted on an Instagram a video, multiple videos, declaring his innocence, showing court documents, saying how corrupt the jail is, and also saying that the maintenance man lied on him and that he actually wasn't the person who pulled the knife out on the maintenance man. He said he was actually let out. I don't know what to believe, but his story somewhat sounds a little bit legitimate, so we'll probably talk about it. His aunt also is going crazy online, y'all. She has a YouTube channel, and she's out here acting a fool, yelling, cursing at people. So we're going to take a look at that video. It's just a mess, but it's sad because it appears there's a lot of corruption going on in Louisiana as it relates to the jails. A lot of these people are being charged for crimes they didn't commit. And there's not enough evidence, and these people are still going to jail because they're paying certain people or whatever. They're convincing certain people that have criminal records to testify against these people. And I don't know what the motive is to arrest all these people, but They pay these individuals, or not pay, I keep saying pay, sorry. They basically, these are people who already have criminal charges against them, or a lot of these, some of these officers in Louisiana who are corrupt will make up false charges against these people. And so they'll say, well, we're gonna file these charges against you for this crime, you're gonna go to jail for life if you don't testify against this person, if they really want somebody. You know what I'm saying? So basically, Antoine Massey, I don't know where he is, but it looks like he's in someone's home as we watch the videos. And he went online today, made the dumbest decision if he's really trying to escape. I guess he's going to turn himself in, basically saying that he's innocent. So I'm pretty sure the feds by now already have data in terms of where this video was taken, where this Instagram was created, and they already know where he is, what city, where state, wherever he is right now. So he's probably going to be turning himself in, no, and very soon. But let's just look at this article real quick before we get into the videos. But basically what he did here, guys, is he created this online account here. You see that Instagram? We're actually going to go to that article. But yeah, he created an Instagram. I don't know what he was thinking, y'all. These people, just a hot mess. Let's see if we can get this on the screen. Here it is. Okay, who is Antoine Massey? A New Orleans jail escapee. Escapee's Instagram video pleads to Trump and goes viral. So he pleads to Trump, he pleads to Lil Wayne. And I do understand why he pleaded to Lil Wayne. Let me give you guys a little bit of a background of this story. So Antoine Massey comes from a very traumatic background. When he was a child, he and his siblings saw and witnessed the murder of his father. And Lil Wayne's father was also allegedly, I don't know if this is true, was his best friend. So Lil Wayne's father was Antoine Massey's father's best friend. So they're best friends, and they both get executed in front of Antoine Massey and his siblings. So that really did a psychological number on his mind. And we're going to actually do a video, show you a video of the aunt explaining this. So it really did a number on his mindset. And so after that, he kind of got into a lot of trouble growing up. And this was not his first time escaping, actually. He's escaped at least 3 or 4 times. While he was in jail, he escaped. He also has cut off his ankle monitor and escaped before. He's been in and out of jail since he was a youth. And he's escaped, at least, like I said, 4 different times from 4 different multiple facilities, even while he was on house arrest. So I kind of side eye him when I hear his statement that he's innocent. He acknowledges that he has a criminal record from his past, but he's doing right now and he's changed his life. But I question his story because I'm like, sir, you have escaped multiple times in your childhood and even in your adulthood, and now you're escaping again. So it's like, I really don't believe him. I'm kind of side-eyeing him. He does sound pretty persuasive. But as my prior career as a criminal prosecutor, I will say that I used to prosecute domestic violence cases, and he's actually charged with domestic violence and RAPE of a woman he was dating. He claims, and he shows court documents saying that she wrote a statement saying he's innocent. Now, this is something typical that I've seen in my career when I was a criminal prosecutor, that a lot of victims will recant their stories. So first, when they're in the heat of the moment and they're being attacked by their lover, they will call the police because they're trying to get out of a dangerous situation. But as soon as that person's being charged, the man will or the woman will turn on, who's the abuser, will turn on that charm again and convince the victim to change their story. They'll convince the victim to go to the police officer, the district attorney, to say, hey, this didn't happen, drop the charges. So that's when I heard his story, and he showed this statement from the woman saying it never happened and that, you know, he didn't attack her or whatnot. I just don't know if I believe that, because that is a typical pattern of an abused woman. They usually do recant their story because their lover or whoever they're with convinced them otherwise to no, you know, basically to drop the charges against them. So I don't know if I really believe this story that he's come up with, but you guys will be the judge. You guys will hear sides of the aunt. You'll hear his side, and then I would like to hear your opinion as to what do you think really occurred here. Okay. So let's take a look at this article really quick, and then we will go into the rest of the videos that we have. So here's the Instagram that he created here. He's put multiple videos up, but the last time I checked his Instagram, he pretty much was not there anymore. He took down a lot of the videos. He posted a lot of other stuff. I don't know if he thinks this is a game or what, but he does think that he's going to go free now. He doesn't think he's going to go free. What am I saying, guys? He thinks he's going to get caught now. So he's just like, well, I'm about to get caught. I don't have any more resources. They're paying $50,000 to get me arrested. So I might as well just tell people, do this video just to plead my case. Okay. So let's just read this article. We're going to get to the video. Sorry, guys. You know, I like to talk. So let me try to get to the article really quick. So this is the Instagram he has. And then I said, videos have surfaced of New Orleans jail escapee Antoine Massey claiming he has proof of his innocence and appealing to help from President Donald Trump and celebrities, including Meek Mill, NB Youngboy, Lil Wayne. In the clip, Massey insists he didn't escape, but he was let out. And you know what, guys? I don't know if I believe that or not. I just don't know because of his lack of credibility in his prior history. But anyways, he said, I'm one of the ones that was let out of the Orleans Parish jail where they said I escaped, right? He says in one of the videos, I didn't break out. I was let out. So, guys, this is kind of making me wonder, you know what, guys? This is making sense. Okay, let me tell you guys my theory and you guys tell me what you think. So basically, you know the sheriff that's from LA, that's now the sheriff in Louisiana. Well, they don't like her. And her position is up for election. Okay. So this is the time frame where she's supposed to be trying to petition for her to keep her spot as the sheriff. Well, y'all, they don't want her there. They don't want her to be the sheriff. So his story here that he was let out, quote unquote, makes sense. I think some of those cops that were in there, in my humble opinion, this is all opinion, those cops were the one that actually let him out. Because remember, I told you in part one, you got to watch part one. I know it's pretty long, but take your time and watch it. But what I explained to you guys in part one was that it didn't make sense that maintenance man would have had any access or ability to let those people to turn off the water and assist in their escape. Because normally in any type of prison, they'll tell you there's always an officer that escorts any type of janitor, maintenance man, doctor, anybody who's there, who's like a staff person who's coming there to like fix things and so forth. And they're not an actual guard. There's always a prison guard that escorts them. So they never even have any access to any of the inmates because they're concerned that they could smuggle in drugs or other stuff like that. So even Antoine Massey was saying in the video, he's like, it doesn't make sense that this man lied on me. And it seems like they chose me to lie on because look at his appearance. It makes sense, right? He has tattoos on his face. He looks more dangerous than the others. And he stands out more because of the tattoos on his face. So he's saying that the officers picked him and had the maintenance man basically implicated this maintenance man, y'all, to take the fall for this. And I told you guys in the first video, I felt like the maintenance man was taking the fall for somebody. And I felt it had to do with those officers, y'all. The officers don't like the sheriff in Louisiana. They don't like that she is a woman, number one. They don't like that she's not even from Louisiana, that she's from LA. They think she thinks she's just gonna come to their place and then run things and call the shots. And they don't want her to win this new election that she's running to be sheriff again. So I believe him on this, that they let him out. I do believe him somewhat. I believe the officers let him out, and then they just created this story that it was actually the maintenance man, y'all. And now it makes sense because the sheriff, when she did her public response to all the accusations, she said, this was an inside job, y'all. She said, this is an inside job. And she was basically implicating the law enforcement because she knows that these law enforcement staff members do not like her and they don't want her there and they don't want her to be sheriff. So there's a lot of history of corruption going on in Louisiana with the cops, as I mentioned, dating back to even the 1990s with Lynn Davis, who conspired to murder Derrick Grove's grandmother. So there's still corruption that's still plaguing that state, and especially New Orleans, that city. So I believe those officers just let them out. It doesn't make sense. Look how easy it was, guys. If you watch my part 1, you can see the video of the toilet. It's easily moved away. The door was so easy. Okay, of course they weren't let out, you know what I mean? But I feel like the officers made it easy for them to escape. Number one, the officer that's normally watching those video cameras, he left the facility and went on lunch. That don't make sense. You're still supposed to eat your lunch and watch the cameras. He left. Number two, the prison guards were not there watching them, you guys. It makes no sense. So I believe the sheriff, she's right. In my opinion, it was actually an internal job. They let those inmates out on purpose, y'all. They let them out because they wanted to create this very massive implication that the sheriff cannot do her job right. She's insufficient. She's causing all this danger to the jails, as you can see. And so therefore you shouldn't vote for her. You guys got to get rid of her. She needs to step down. This was all an inside job, y'all. Inside job. It's corruption at its finest. I don't even think that maintenance man had anything to do with this. It's sad that he's in jail now. Can you believe it? This innocent maintenance man who had nothing to do with this, they just made him take the fall. That's corruption, you guys. And that is something I actually believe because Lynn Davis used to do it all the time. He's an officer in Louisiana, like I said, who had Derek Groves, one of the escapees' grandmothers, murdered. He used to do the same thing, you guys. He used to plant drugs on different people in the community, or he would create these racked up charges against civilians in the neighborhood who didn't comply with him and the drug dealings that him and his other officers were doing. And he would create these fake charges against people. So, like I said, history repeats itself, and I do feel that still goes on in New Orleans. Do I have proof of that? No, it's just my opinion. Anyways, let's go back to what Antoine Massey said. Antoine Massey said, I'm one of the ones that was let out of Orleans Parish Jail. That key word let out, I'm telling you guys, I feel they were let out. I'm telling you. He says in one of the videos, he said, I didn't break out. I was let out. Now here's the thing. Law enforcement couldn't just let him out, right? Because it's on camera. So when he says he was let out, I feel the prison guards, they've made it easy. They do a lot of stuff in there. Like prison guards, they'll just not be around intentionally. They'll make deals with the inmates. They'll smuggle drugs, phones into to help the inmates if they get paid the right amount of money. And I think they made some type of deal with those officers, and those officers want that sheriff out of there. So they was like, we're not going to be around there. We're going to make it easy for you. What we're going to tell you to do is, because we can't really let you out on camera because they're going to see it. All you got to do is try to push this door open. We'll make it easy. We'll make it so that if you use enough force, you can push that door open and the water's off and you can go ahead and escape. That's what I feel would happen because I've seen that happen in jails before. But anyways, he further alleges that he left because he was facing false charges. The reason why I left the jail is because these people were trying to give me a life sentence in both parishes for something I did not do. The man says, Donald Trump, please, I'm asking for your help. Donald Trump, I mean, I know he let out them 2 black folks, NY Youngboy and what is it, Larry Hoover or Harry Hoover, or whatever his name is. But you know what? He don't like black people. So I don't know, Antoine Massey, you don't have enough money and enough clout for Donald Trump to care. I'm just going to keep it real. Donald Trump wants black folks locked up. I'm just going to keep it real. Unless you have high clout and you got money like NY Youngboy and the Hoover guy who had celebrity support who could still pay Donald Trump under the table. So he calling on Trump, but I don't think Trump going to respond. Anyway, let's keep going. The clips uploaded to Instagram has since been deleted. That's not going to change it, sir. You already going to get found. They already know exactly where the house you were. They can look at the background. He's already caught. So he'll probably be caught by tonight or tomorrow. Anyways, new video appears to show escaped New Orleans inmate Antoine Massey, who is on the run begging President Trump for help. Massey is one of the last inmates who is still on the run after escaping the Orleans Parish Jail on May 16th. All type of stuff going on, and let's see. Oh, sorry. I don't know. What did they just do? Okay, all type of stuff going on. Where did this stop at? Oh, all stuff is stuff going on and they covering it up. Don't care about nothing in the state of Louisiana. This is something that needs to go under a federal investigation. I'm asking, please, for help. I'm saying people that been through the system that know it's corrupt, Lil Wayne, Donald Trump, please, I'm asking for help. You know what I'm saying. When I get back in custody, I'm asking y'all, please, to come help. You feel what I'm saying? I'm asking the world. So, like I said, he sees see these keywords here. He says, when I get back in custody, I'm asking y'all. So he already knows he's about to go to jail. His time's already up. He's run out of resources at this point, guys. So he's pretty much giving up the ghost. So he's like, hey, I'm about to go to jail anyway. So I'm just giving you guys my declaration now before I get put back into the cell. So let's listen to his video. But like I said, y'all, I don't think Trump hear him. Let me just play it on X. Try to get it. Sorry, guys. Thank you for your patience. I'm going to go to X to try to go to the actual video here. Okay.
That need to go under a federal that is Massey. I'm one of the ones that was let out of GC. What I want to talk about today is as far as why I was in Orleans Parish jail. All type of stuff going on and they covering it up. They don't care about nothing in the state of Louisiana. This is something that need to go under a federal investigation. What's going on? How they handling cases? Why Antoine Massey was in jail if the woman, the victim, the wrong woman, not a child, the wrong woman stated that he never raped her, he never beat her, she was nowhere in her presence. This is the affidavits on the date right here. This is the drop form from the district attorney office. This woman when did this. I didn't do this. Look, it's legally dated. So I'm asking please for help. Young boy, Meat Mills, people, LBL, you know what I'm saying? People that been through the system that know it's corrupt. Lil Wayne, Donald Trump, please, I'm asking for help. You know what I'm saying? When I get back in custody, I'm asking y'all please to come help. You feel what I'm saying? I'm asking the world. I'm letting y'all know I'm not a raper, man. I'm not none of that. None of that. I'm a good person. I am a father that want to be in my children's life. You know what I'm saying? I want to let the younger youth know that going down the route of trying to be a street person is not the route.
Now that's just a clip, you guys. He actually has a full 9-minute video, which I actually do want to go through and kind of dissect a little later. But let's finish up this article. But guys, I don't know, this first little clip of it that we watched, would you guys believe him? What is your take on his initial statement here? This is just a clip of the 9-minute full video. Do you guys think he's telling the truth or do you think he's lying? Because I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I have questions. Like I said, I'm kind of jaded because of my experience as a criminal prosecutor. As a criminal prosecutor, I've prosecuted many of these domestic violence cases. So it's very common, like I told you, for the victim to recant and change their story later on. They always do that. It's like the MO of every victim in a romantic relationship. They want to protect their partner. Like I said, when they're in the initial situation, they want to get out of it. So they're going to call the police. But as soon as things calm down and their lover or the one that's the defendant gets into their ear and says, oh, honey, I love you, boo, 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 all this stuff. Please, I didn't mean to do it. Please get me out of this jail. Then all of a sudden they'll sign a statement saying it didn't happen. And that's why I believe the prosecutors in this case have not dismissed it, even though he's saying, oh, there's a lot of corruption. The reason why the prosecutors haven't dismissed it because they've heard this 100 times over. Every victim, almost pretty much 99.9% of these domestic violence victims recant. They always do. So the reason why I don't think the prosecutors have dropped this case yet is because they don't believe her. They don't think she's really being truthful, basically. Because why would you, I know women can be bitter, some men too, and they can allege false crimes. But when a prosecutor usually files charges, they have more than just the victim's statements. They have evidence. For example, they'll have bruising on the person's body. They might have done a rape. They might have had a rape kit because she's claiming that he RAPE'd her. So they probably already did a examination on her to find out if his, what was in there, if there's any abrasions there in her area, if you know what I mean. And they probably have corroborating evidence and testimony from other sources to show he actually did what he's accused of. And they said that she was strangled as well, allegedly. So she probably had some type of, abrasions on her neck to corroborate her indications. So that's probably why, guys, I'm suspecting, based upon my experience as an attorney and a prosecutor, it's probably why the prosecutor did not dismiss it at this time, because they feel they have enough corroborating evidence. But let's keep going before we go to the rest of his video. What charges is Antoine Massey facing? Massey was arrested March 2025 on charges of vehicle theft and domestic abuse battery. Now, okay, guys, I have a question. Okay, he's charged with vehicle theft. Was he inside that car that was stolen? Because again, we got to look at all the information here. He's saying he's innocent, but sir, if you're in a car that's stolen and you got a woman who's saying you battered her and there's injuries on her, he probably stole her car too at it. I don't know if I believe this guy. And like I said, he has escaped so many times before for crimes he was convicted of. So why did you escape all those other times, sir? I just don't believe him at this point. I'm just saying, okay? He is one of 10 inmates who escaped from a New Orleans facility last month. Prior to the jailbreak, he was already wanted in St. Tammany Parish for alleged RAPE and kidnapping. Woo, guys. I mean, he does have a little son, and the aunt showed a video of his cute little son. His son, guys, looks exactly like him. We'll probably get that video played as well. His criminal record spans over a freaking decade, including convictions of armed robbery, aggravated flight from an officer, felon in possession of a firearm, theft, and tampering with electronic monitoring equipment. Because one of his probation officers said that he cut off his monitoring equipment and escaped that time too. He's escaped so many times. I don't believe this guy. I just don't. I'm sorry. Because of he's saying that he's a changed man, but I don't know. He's 10 years of doing the same thing and all of a sudden you just have a change of heart. I don't know. Okay. His aunt seems to think otherwise, and we'll play her video. The recent prison break marks his 5th escape-related incident, y'all. 5th. He's escaped 5 different times. Why should we believe this one time that he's innocent? Okay. Matt Dennis, a veteran bounty hunter who previously arrested Massey, told Fox 8 Live he believes Massey won't remain at large for long. Yeah, guys, like I said, he's going to be the next one arrested within today or tomorrow or this week, guys. I promise you this week he's going to get arrested because, number one, he posted this on Instagram. They already are pulling his data. The feds are involved now. We got FBI. Everybody's on deck. They already know where that video was posted. And they know they're looking at the background of that video to see whose house it is. They got little decorations in the background. Whoever even videotaped this is also going to be arrested as well. He said, I've dealt with Massey. I've personally arrested Massey, Dennis said. When we dealt with Massey, I told my team, be careful. He's playing stupid. But you can tell he wasn't stupid. So we used the full gear, shackles, handcuffs, and everything. After he escaped us, he told the outlet. Massey last cut off his ankle monitor in November 2023 and was captured within 2 hours, y'all. 2 hours. So he's gotten smarter. He's gotten smarter because now he was able to stay out for several weeks this time. And he knows the door is closing or that window that he was basically being let out is closing because now that award has went up to $50,000 and some people are desperate right now for money. And I don't blame them because the economy is crazy right now. You already know Trump has made all these tariffs, which has caused groceries to go high, housing, everything's high. So imagine a nice $50,000 award. A lot of people are hungry right now. So even family members are ready to give this man up. He knows he's about to get arrested any day now. So he wanted to get his little message out for people to have empathy for him. And surprisingly so, a lot of people believe him. But because of my record as a prosecutor, I don't believe him because I'm looking at all the facts together or the allegations together. And this man has escaped at least 5 different times. So, sir, are you saying Louisiana just picked you out of nowhere and started just arresting you throughout your childhood? I don't know if I believe that. Now, I know there's some corruption going on in Louisiana with the law enforcement that has dated back to the early 1900s, or not the early, probably the late 1900s. Sorry, guys, about that. But I don't really believe that they just picked Antoine Massey to just start arresting since he was a youth. Even his aunt corroborates this story in her statement on YouTube, saying that her nephew is a problem child and that he has been getting into a lot of trouble since he was a youth because he had to witness the murder of his father right in front of him, and it psychologically damaged him and his sister, and they're all jacked up basically. And so they just, ever since then, Antoine has been getting in all kinds of trouble since he was a child because he just never got to deal with the trauma of seeing his father and Lil Wayne's dad apparently be murdered in front of him. I think Lil Wayne saw it too. I'm not sure, but I know Massey has an affiliation with Lil Wayne because of the tragedy, because Lil Wayne's dad was best friends with Antoine Massey's dad. But he says here, he said, when I saw his face on television after he escaped, I said, you got to be kidding me, Dennis added. So Dennis, who arrested this guy before, knows his MO. He knows that Antoine Massey is up to no good, that he does this before. And honestly, guys, a lot of people have already, he won the heart of social media by this story. People are convinced because they don't know the MO of domestic abusers. Domestic abusers do this all the time. They will, like I said, they will convince the person that they're innocent, but when they're not, and basically convince the victim to recant. But let's look at the full video here. I might stop it here and there because, of course, y'all, they're going to get me for copyright if I don't stop and talk about it.
At Planet Fitness, there's a number of...
Excuse the ads, you guys. It's so annoying they do these ads. Let's skip the ad and let's get into it.
I was in custody for almost 8 months. All right, 6 months, something like that. I was in there for theft of a motor vehicle and domestic abuse involving strangulation. That's what I was in Orleans Parish for. Okay, but before I was in Orleans Parish, I was in a jail called St. Tammany Detention Center. All right, St. Tammany Jail here in St. Tammany Parish.
Now, I wanted to pause that real quick because I want to show you something. So by now, he posted like 4 or 5 videos on Instagram. By now, officers are combing through the heck out of this Instagram page, right? So what they're doing right now is they're slowly going through this, right? Like I just stopped it. And now they're looking at the background of this house to see. Look at, there's a little sign here that says kitchen. So they know he's in a kitchen. It looks like it has decorations. So they know this is somebody's home. He's not like in some random hotel or whatever. That means that gives officers clues that someone is helping him. So what we know here is they're going to find out once they get the data on this and find out who this house is, the person who lives here and whoever phone they're using that have the phone, they're going to get the data from that phone that's recording this as well. They're going to get arrested too. So you're going to see more arrests. There's at least been, I think, 13 arrests already of people who have, don't quote me on that number, but there's a large amount of number. I think it's like 13 different people who helped aid and abet these people, these inmates. So the person who's videotaping this and then their house, because it's not a hotel, you can see that, they're going to get arrested as well. They don't realize how much resources the government has on each of us. Like right now, y'all, even your phones right now is a freaking video surveillance. Right now, the government can listen basically to everything you're saying. If you guys have an iPhone, I want you to try it one day. Just sit next to your iPhone and start talking about something like a product that you like maybe just randomly be like, I really like Dove soap. You know, I really want to buy Dove soap. You just keep talking about that with your friend. And then later on, you'll find out that tons of ads will just pop up on your phone. You'll be like, how the heck? And it wasn't like you actually told Siri to look it up. It's just the phone is constantly listening to you. Okay. So they don't realize how much resources the feds have already. So they already have tracked down. So who lives here, whose phone is recording this, everything. And they know this is a house. So that's what they're doing right now. They're looking at this video. They're looking at the background. They're looking at the chair he's sitting on, everything. And they already are headed to where he is. Okay. So let's keep going.
Detention center. All right. St. Tammany jail here, man. St. Tammany parish. There's two different parishes, Orleans and St. Tammany. Okay. Today, what I want to talk about is that I was on second-degree kidnapping, second-degree rape, domestic abuse, battery, involving strangulation, domestic abuse, battery, violation of protective order, right? On this woman right here, her name is Diamond White. That's her name. This is a district attorney drop form right here. And she's not a child. She's an adult, a full adult. I was dating this woman. This is a legalized affidavit saying all allegations against me is false. You remember, all allegations against me is false. I was nowhere around her or none of that during the timing of the date, which was November the 10th of 2024.
Okay, did you guys just see that? Did you see the camera? So it looks like he recorded this on another phone, and then he's recording it onto another device, guys. This is weird. So, because if you've seen it, he panned out of this phone, and you could tell another camera is, and that's why he's kind of jerking around like the phone as he's trying to capture the video that he already did in a house. So this is what tells me that he left that house already, okay? He did that video a couple of days ago, and he captured it on one of his phones, and then he went to another place where he's at right now, and he recorded the video that's on the other phone. He got like two phones, y'all. And now he's in a different place, but he doesn't realize so they're going to basically capture the house where he was originally, and now the second place where he's at right now.
Okay, so I was in St. Tammany, right? And I was on a regular domestic charge, right? So they put a parole hold on me because I was on a domestic charge. So with that being said, is that once that occurred, and the charges was refused or whatever, they shipped me to Orleans Parish where I had more open charges. Was the theft of a motor vehicle and the domestic abuse, battery, involving strangulation. So once I got at Orleans Parish jail, all right, I have from the district attorney's office, this woman who they say that I initially raped in another parish and in Orleans Parish, it's the same woman here. It's not different females, it's the same grown woman, not a child, a grown woman. Okay, she did the same thing in Orleans Parish, right? Correct. I'm about to show you how the system is corrupted. Okay, she did this, right? Saying all allegations against me is false. And she even saying it, she let them know the truth that I never did this to her. I never hit her. I was nowhere around her, nothing. She got mad and thought that I was dealing with another woman. That's why she did what she did to me. You know what I'm saying?
Now there is that story of a woman scorned. So I do get what he's saying. That, some women will lie and say you committed a crime when you really didn't. But like I said, the prosecutor, when it relates to a domestic violence charge, they don't just solely rely upon the victim's statement, because it's normal for a victim to recant her story. Like I said, because the domestic abuser will usually convince that victim to change her story and recant. So they have other evidence against him, right? I don't know how he got to this woman, but somehow he got to her and convinced her to change her story. Another thing, he says, oh, here's all these statements that I got from the prosecutor. Okay, sir, he says he doesn't have money for a lawyer, but in the United States, if you don't have money to afford an attorney will be appointed to you when you're being charged with a crime. So he has a public defender. So my question is, how come he did not give the piece of statements, the evidence that he has, to his public defender, so that his public defender could vigorously advocate for him? Now, I know a lot of people do not trust public defenders, and I totally get it, right? But not all public defenders are corrupt. They actually are very skillful attorneys. And if they have the evidence presented before them, they will vigorously advocate for their clients. It's just sad that the public has given public defenders a very bad name. I actually interned at the public defender's office when I was in law school. And I will tell you, they are very skillful attorneys. It's sad they get a bad rap, but they actually do care about their jobs and they care about their clients. And they're not disqualified attorneys. In fact, they're actually more experienced than the private attorneys. A lot of private attorneys will continue to litigate your case, take it to trial, knowing that you're freaking guilty, guys, and the prosecutor has a load of evidence against you. They'll still take it to trial just so they can milk you out of your money, and then you end up with a longer sentence than you otherwise would have if you would have just entered a plea, if you knew for a fact that you're guilty and there's a volume of evidence against you. But the prosecutor, on the other hand, if they know that you're innocent and they have the evidence before them, they will skillfully and vigorously advocate for you in your innocence. So I just don't believe him on that. He's saying he doesn't have an attorney, but he has a constitutional right to have an attorney appointed to him. So I believe he has an attorney. He might have refused the prosecutor. It looks like he's still early in his in the proceedings in terms of the case, because it's very brand new cases. They're just more so charges at this point. They're not actually convictions. So he probably didn't even get arraigned on these charges yet. And he hasn't been appointed the attorney at this time. So again, this is a man who has continually escaped in the past, at least 5 times. I just think based on the evidence we have, I'm not believing him, but let me know if you guys believe him.
Another thing too, once I got into Orleans Parish, I was there for like a month or something like that. Okay, a lot went on as that time progressed. Okay, if you was an innocent person and you know the judges and DA know that this person is saying that all the charges that you're on that you did not do, why was you still in jail? Louisiana have the highest incarceration rate in the world for putting black people away. Yes, at the end of the day, in my younger life, I'm not gonna lie, I was causing problems. I was young. My daddy got killed when I was 7 years old. My mom had to raise 4 children by herself, so I had to find a way to try to help my mother. You feel what I'm saying? But as time went on, the person that I once was, I'm not that person today. That is not who I am. I have a 3-year-old son. I have an 18-year-old daughter that graduated yesterday, supposed to be. At the end of the day, that people don't understand that they see that I'm armed and dangerous. I have a heart.
Oh my god. I just won $60,000 from my car crash from this app from my phone. I don't know if you could see it, but it's called Case Connect Compensation Calculator. It's for $60,000 and I'm about to go cash.
Sorry, guys. I hate advertisements. Okay, guys, I found videos on Facebook. Let's just go to the ones on Facebook because if Facebook is not going to give us the advertisement, I am so sorry about that. So we're going to try to play it here. There's some good tea here on Facebook, y'all. We about to get into it.
6 months, something like that. I was in there for theft of a motor vehicle and domestic abuse involving strangulation. That's what I was in Orleans Parish for. Okay, but before I was in Orleans Parish, I was in a jail called St. Tammany Detention Center. All right, St. Tammany Jail here in St. Tammany Parish. There's 2 different parishes, Orleans and St. Tammany. Okay, today what I want to talk about is that I was on 2nd-degree kidnapping, 2nd-degree rape, domestic white. That's her name. This is a district attorney drop form right here. And she's not a child. She's an adult, a full adult. I was dating this woman. This is a legalized affidavit saying all allegations against me is false. All allegations against me is false. I was nowhere around her or none of that during the timing of the date, which was November.
Look, you can see him sitting on his lap and he's using another phone to record it. Can you see that? He's panning out and he's holding it on his lap. So it looks like he's the one. Hi, Tavia. Hi, love. Yeah, girl. I'm glad somebody's in the chat that understands. Yes, public defenders are real attorneys. Thank you, girl. Yes, girl. And there are some reputable ones that will advocate for you. But guys, notice how he's using another video to phone, probably another burner phone to record this. So basically, like I said before, he left the other area and he's in a different location now. But again, he's not that smart. Here he says also that the victim is an adult. I don't know why he keeps saying that. Maybe he's saying because she's an adult enough to recant her statement. But if you heard me earlier, like I said, a lot of victims already do that. But let's keep going.
November the 10th of 2024. Okay, so I was in St. Tammany, right? And I was on a regular domestic charge, right? So they put a parole hold on me because I was on a domestic charge. So with that being said, is that once that occurred, and the charges was refused or whatever, they shipped me to Orleans Parish where I had more open charges, was the death of a motor vehicle. If you was an innocent person and you know the judges and DA know that this person is saying that all the charges that you're on that you did not do, why was you still in jail? Louisiana.
Let me answer that for you, Antoine. You're still in jail because it has to run through the system. First of all, he probably hasn't been arraigned on the charge yet. Number two, the prosecutor is not just going to file a charge based on what the victim said. So it appears as though at this moment, they have more evidence against him that's corroborating her statement, which is why they're not going to just dismiss it based on her statement. And number three, prosecutors who have prosecuted domestic charges before know it is a normal thing that occurs that victims of domestic violence always recant their stories a lot of times because of the abuser will come and romance them and charm them and get them to change their story. So those are the three factors playing right now in this situation. Number four, Antoine Massey has escaped at least 5 other times. He has an extensive criminal record dating back for a decade. So he's got a lot of things stacked up against him. And the prosecutor just filed these charges. This is a brand new, fresh case. He hasn't even been appointed a public defender yet because he hasn't even been arraigned, in my opinion, because it looks like he was just picked up on the charge and arrested and then he escaped. So he is brand new, fresh with charges. So it has to go through the system. The prosecutor's not going to, like I said, when it comes to domestic violence, they have to dot their I's and cross their T's. Sometimes they will proceed with a domestic violence case, regardless of what the victim says, because they are used to victims recanting. They already know that. Like I said, in my experience, all my victims in my domestic violence cases that I have tried in court, they have recanted. They all have. I've never had a victim say, oh, I'm ready to prosecute the defendant. They all are either they're afraid of their abuser, so they recant, or number two, they're in love with their abuser and their abuser convinces them to change their story. Okay. So again, I'm not believing Antoine Massey, but let me know if you guys do.
I have the highest incarceration rate in the world for putting black people away. Yes. At the end of the day, in my younger life, I'm not gonna lie, I was causing problems. I was young. My daddy got killed when I was 7 years old. My mom had to raise 4 children by herself, so I had to find a way to try to help my mother. You feel what I'm saying? But as time went on, the person that I once was, I'm not that person today. That is not who I am. I have a 3-year-old son. I have an 18-year-old daughter that graduated yesterday, supposed to be. At the end of the day, that people don't understand that they see that I'm armed and dangerous. I have a heart. People that know me know that at the end of the day, I am a good person. So I'm asking for help from the world, from Meek Mills, Lil Wayne, Young Boy, Donald Trump. I'm asking for these people. I couldn't even get a lawyer. I couldn't even afford a lawyer to prove my innocence while I was in Orleans Parish Jail. They said that I broke out. I didn't break.
Antoine Massey, y'all, is 32 years old. He has an 18-year-old child and a 3-year-old son, an 18-year-old daughter, and a 3-year-old son. And for 10 years, let's take 10 years minus 32. That means since he was 22, he has been committing crimes. I know people change, y'all. I know, okay? But he has been breaking out of jail, law enforcement custody for at least 5 times, y'all. What makes this situation different than the other 5 times he's broke out? Answer that for me. I see a lot of people showing empathy to this man, but they just don't know the MO of and the psychology of people like this. And again, I feel empathy for him because he has faced a lot of trauma since he was a 7-year-old kid. Seeing your father shot and executed in front of you is horrific. But I mean, I don't see Lil Wayne go out and start. Well, I don't know. Lil Wayne just kind of did some messy stuff, but Lil Wayne made something of himself, even though his dad got executed. He made something of himself. So people still have choices. And he's calling out on all these people, and I get it, and people have empathy for him, but I don't see these people really responding to this. I feel sad, but given his record, we'll see. Time will tell. But I think people are probably not going to really reach out to him because of his record. But y'all let me know what y'all think.
I was let out. My name is Antoine Massey. The guy who said that I threatened him with a shank, the maintenance guy, how could I threaten you with a shank? If you can't come around me, you're a maintenance. You cannot come on the tills without a deputy being behind you. Because if they just let you on the till, you could be persuaded to bring drugs or anything like that nature. So how can I threaten you to jail you? And why you didn't notify the people, the police, that if I did threaten you? You never did that.
Now, that statement alone right there is persuasive. And I said this earlier. I kind of believe him on this part right here because I was telling you guys that a lot of the law enforcement do not like the sheriff there. They don't like that she's a woman. They don't like that she's not even from New Orleans, that she's just going to come up from LA and think she bougie and big and bad and call the shots over there. And her position is up for election. So I believe him somewhat, y'all. Let me know what you think. But I do believe him that this whole maintenance man story is all just fake. I told y'all from part 1, if you watch my first video of this story, I said I didn't believe that this maintenance man had anything to do with this because, number one, we had a sheriff video of an experienced officer who testified, and the other one, guys, the other video I did, that it's not normal for a maintenance man or a staff member to be walking around roaming that jail without any type of escort or supervision. And Antoine Massey is confirming that in this video. So I believe him on that because even law enforcement, experienced law enforcement in the part 1 video I did, said the same thing, that they said it doesn't make sense that this maintenance man is just roaming around this jail without any type of supervision because, again, they can smuggle in drugs, weapons, all kinds of things. So they need to have the protocols they're supposed to have a law enforcement. So I think this was an inside job. And I do actually legit believe Antoine Massey that he was let out. I think they were let out. I think not in the way that we normally would see it. Okay. So not where the officers are just like, hey, it hurts, open the door, get out. They weren't let out that way. They were given instructions. They were passively let out in the way that the officers, the sheriffs that were supposed to be monitoring that room in that area, they left the facility, right? They left. And then they gave them the instructions that if you want to get out, number one, we turned the water off. That's all done. But you're going to have to just kind of finagle this door, jank it open, and you can get out. You'll be let free. Okay? Because there was not an officer in sight. And they did not call it in for several hours, y'all. Like at least 8-hour head start they had. That doesn't make any sense. There's no way, guys, this happened just without the law enforcement not knowing anything. There's no way. No way at all. So I feel, and even the sheriff is corroborating this in her statement. She said it was an inside job. She knows what's up. She knows that these officers don't want her there and they want her out. So this was a perfect time. The timing is even suspicious, y'all. She about to be up for a re-election. Okay. They don't want her to be reelected. So all them officers, in my humble opinion, I believe Antoine Massey on this. Let me know. I believe his statement that they helped let him out. And officers do type of stuff like this all the time. If they're cool with you, if you have money or whatever, because a lot of them are corrupt, you pay them the right money, you get cool with the right officers or whatever, they'll help you. They'll facilitate it for you. If you want to jump a certain person in jail, like you say, I want to get at John over there, he's been getting on my nerves. Hey, I'll pay you X amount of dollars if you don't survey this area while I attack him. Some officers will be like, okay, cool, pay me this money and I'll just leave that area. I'll make sure all the other guards aren't there when you go ahead and facilitate the attack. This type of stuff happens all the time in the jails, man, guys. It's just so much sick stuff happens in there. And even actually a recent, man, I don't know the guy's name. Is it Todd or something? President Trump pardoned, I think his name was Todd or some name. His daughter helped get him released. But he talked about it. He was a white man that was being arrested, or was arrested for like tax fraud and all that. He was a pretty famous reality star. He even came out after he got pardoned and saying that blacks are not treated fairly in the jail, and he's seen a lot of corruption in the jails, and he's going to try to advocate for individuals that he saw in the jails because he himself witnessed the corruption that goes on in there. So this is not something brand new. So I legit believe Antoine that somebody helped him get out. But do I believe him that he's innocent? Not necessarily.
Like you certainly flat out lied on me. And I want to let the media know that from the straight tattoos in my face and things of that nature, of course they're going to believe Sterling. You know what I'm saying? I never told Sterling nothing. I'm willing to take a lie detector test and everything behind that. But that's another subject. Orleans Parish is one of the corruptedest jails. That in St. Tammany Parish is the corruptedest jails in the state of Louisiana. Why was I even incarcerated with a woman saying that this never happened? This is this woman's name. This is the charge, domestic abuse discrimination. This is about the shit in St. Tammany. Why would I in Orleans Parish? Why was I even in jail? That's what I'm trying to show y'all. That's why I left the jail. And they have a lot more brothers that's innocent, just like me, that's trying to prove their innocence. That's why they ran. Jason Williams, the sheriff, Susan Hudson, these people are corrupted. These people was talking the same. These people was talking to St. Tammany and telling St. Tammany they gonna sentence me behind this. And telling St. Tammany if they can't give me, St. Tammany gonna get me. You see what I'm saying? Behind a woman that's a grown adult that never stated that I ever raped her. They have a detective that's over the case that's trying to pursue charges on me because of my prior history. Who I was in the past is not who I am today. So I'm asking for the media. I don't even have a lawyer to help me. I'm asking for help. That's why I ran. You feel me? I'm a grown man. I have kids. I have a mother. I have a baby mother, a child, my children mother.
One thing I could tell you though, guys, criminals have the most smooth, persuasive words, man. I'm telling you, a lot of people online have fallen for his story. Now, if he is so innocent, which I don't believe, again, you guys got to watch the beginning why I don't think he's innocent in terms of the crime that he's being accused of. His own aunt, that we're going to hear her statement came out. She herself has not said anything about this, her nephew being innocent. She herself states that Antoine Massey is a problem child, and he has been so since he was a kid because of the trauma he's faced as a child. So, sir, if you're so innocent, why is your own family member saying that you are a problem child or you're a criminal? Like, again, like, I know a lot of y'all are tempted to believe what he's saying, but I'm telling you, some of the stuff he's saying has some truth to it in terms of that jail and how he was let out, in my opinion. But again, his own aunt is not even buying his story. She says he's a good person, and he probably is a good person, but he's got a very sinister side that he continues to allow to control the good nature that is in him. And so then the evil part of him tends to rise up even when he tries to live a good life. He can't seem to sustain that level of goodness because he is so used to and so conditioned to live that type of life. And he's been in and out of jail his entire life, that is sometimes psychologically where he wants to return. And then when he ends up returning there, he wants to get out and go back free. It's like this never ending mental battle that he suffers with in his mind. Even his own aunt said he's messed up in the head. We're going to play that video, guys. So sit back, get your popcorn, get your snacks, because it's going to be a little bit of a lengthy video here. But his own aunt is out here clowning the man and embarrassing him. And so I'm like, sir, if your own family is not rooting for your innocence, I don't know if I believe you, sir. And again, I don't even know if I believe this victim. I think she is still in love with him, and he has been able to finagle her, or even coerce her to lie and say he's innocent.
Like it's a lot going on, and that's why I need help. You feel what I'm saying? Orleans Parish in St. Tammany is one of the corruptest parishes in the world, and I'm asking for help. There's a lot of corruption, chickens, all type of stuff going on, and they covering it up. They don't care about. That's it. I'm one of the ones that was let out of GC.
Okay, that's pretty much the end of the video, guys. We pretty much went through all the different clips. Those are all the clips from his from his fake Instagram account that he created on Instagram, which, guys, he knows he's about to be caught at this point, because who does that? So that was his little Instagram. Let me know what you guys think. Do you believe him? Some people really do think he's innocent. This woman, Donna, though, guys, on May 30th, she said, hey, y'all, I believe I seen Antoine Massey, fugitive from New Orleans prison, at Family Dollar on Broad Street in Providence, Rhode Island. Who's with me on turning him in? The reward is $50,000. Let's see what these people have to say, because they look mad at him. They said, good, I'll keep you posted. They said, I don't know who told you it's okay to post something like this, but it isn't, ma'am. So somebody was about to turn him in on the 30th, but it looks like he got away pretty quickly. But what do you guys think? Do you guys believe him? I don't know. I want to know your opinion. I don't believe him. I believe him some portions of it. And my bet is, see, look at this, guys. Look at this right here. There's no way, you guys. There's no way. I feel like those officers helped him. They let this whole situation happen. And did he really get out that way? Oh, gosh, guys. I don't know. I have questions. I don't believe the guy. I think he's about to get arrested very soon. I think the last person standing is going to be your boy, Derek Groves, right here, that we talked about in part 1. If you want to hear his story, you got to go to part 1. But now let's move on, guys. Let's hear what the aunt has to say. Because, like I said, he's up here claiming he's innocent, but his own aunt is out here, I don't know, like she's somewhat trying to defend him, but at the same time, she's not really making him look too good. Let me know what you guys think about the aunt. We're going to play her video.
In front here, but he not. Hey, y'all, I have a public announcement to make. And I swear I did not want to come on here on my platform with this, because I'm a private person and my family is private. But I'm the only one that can speak up right now, because I'm the matron of this family right now. My mama is too sick for this. My daddy too old for this. And my sister, she the last one y'all want to hear from right now. But this right here pertains to Antoine Massey. If you motherfuckers don't have no type of consideration for our family, bruh, I get it. I understand. I can't control social media. I cannot control what people do on here. And Lord, forgive me for cursing, because I'm not even that type of broad no more. I done buried her a long time.
Doesn't that sound familiar? The apple does not fall far from the tree. Look how she first started out by calling us MFOs, mofos, right? Then she says she's not that type of person anymore. Does those words sound familiar to you? Yes. Antoine Massey said the same thing. He said, oh, I have a bad record. I'm not that person anymore. A lot of these people claiming they're innocent and the apple doesn't fall far from a tree. She out here cussing us out, talking about she love the Lord and she not that person anymore. It seemed like this whole family over here a hot mess. She over here growing her YouTube account. Now, her YouTube account, when I first found her account, she had about 800 folks on there, or less than that. She had about 400 subscribers, right? Now she's up to like 2,000 or more, or whatever. So the last time I seen it was 1,100. And she had like 10K views on her videos about her nephew. So then she seemed like she started to like start do more and more videos. At first I was feeling empathy for her, but I'm like, this girl over here trying to get famous off her nephew. It's sad because I thought she really was coming on here to defend her nephew. But in reality, it's like she's trying to use his name to grow her account. And now she cussing us out, talking about she love the Lord. Make it make sense. It's like, it seems like this whole family that poor Antoine is around, they seem like they got issues too.
Time ago, but right now our family is going through. You niggas is opening up old wounds that we are trying to bury. We are trying to bury them. Y'all making my nephew out to be a monster. He is not a monster. Do y'all understand what the fuck going on here? If you don't, let me explain. Let me explain. Yes, Antoine, 30-something years old. He's the son of my big brother, Antoine Taylor. Yes, he is. Now, with that being said, is Antoine a problem child? Of course. Anybody who know us know that. Has Antoine been a problem since they fucking won? Yes. But how did he get that way? Y'all know how he got that way.
So look, right now, she's just now admitting that Antoine is a problem child, and he has been a problem child since day one. Not once has she said Antoine is innocent. Not once has she said the system is framing him. She knows Antoine is a hot mess, and he has been wreaking havoc on that family and that community for decades. It's so bad that the way she's speaking to her viewers is she's saying, y'all already know. Y'all know how he is. Because it's not just her family that's aware of his problematic, systematic criminal conduct, but it's the community that already is familiar with this man and his criminal nature. And people who have been in a lot of dishonest situations like car theft, robberies, all that stuff, they are con men. They will, just like, I'm telling you, when I first looked at this video, I didn't know what to think. When I first seen his little confession video, I was like, number one, he's dumb for going on camera because he's about to get caught. Number two, I'm like, I was puzzled. I'm like, I don't believe this dude. I feel he's lying. But at the same time, I think there's some parts he's saying is true. But I was reading the comments and I'm like, these people are like, power to you, brother. You innocent. Run, you got this. And I'm like, bro, he is straight up guilty. And you guys aren't even listening to the aunt. She's literally telling you this. She's telling you he's a problem child. He's been a problem child since one. She's talking to the community that lives in New Orleans as if they already know what a freaking issue this man has been in that community. Then she's about to tell us right now, I'm about to play. She's going to tell you why he's that way.
From watching his father get executed in front of him, but he's not the only one that it done affected. It affected his sister. It affected his mama. It affected all of his siblings. Do you understand what I'm saying? It affected all of them. But this is his story with it. His sister right now is locked up and incarcerated from allegedly helping him. Allegedly helping him. She ain't been right since she seen the murder of her father. The oldest one ain't been right. Nettie the only one who got her fucking life together. That's because she was too young to remember. Too young. She was a baby when it happened. His own mama can't even reach out and try to help him because she just come home from doing a 14-year bid. And at the same time, if she was to be in touch with him, she can go back to jail. So I'm the only one left that can speak out for all of them. I'm going to need for y'all to fall back. I'm going to need for y'all to...
Oh my God, did y'all hear this? The whole family is messed up. His mama in prison. Now he done got his sister in prison for helping him facilitate the escape. because apparently I don't know if she's the one, the sister, or someone who's related to the inmates. They called the woman, the sibling, on the jail call like the day before this happened, and they were like, meet us at this time frame at this location. So they already was planning this a day in advance, y'all. It was already facilitated. Everything was carefully thought out. It was so carefully planned. They brought out blankets just so that they could protect themselves from the barbed wire so they didn't cut their body. It was carefully crafted. And the officers helped them do this because they want that freaking sheriff out of there. And it's working. It's working. But anyways, she's telling everything, y'all. She's saying his own mama's in prison. Now the sister's in prison. Everybody in prison. She the only family member left. That's what she basically saying. The whole family messed up. And she over here cussing us out. So we already know she already got some issues too. She one step close to getting herself arrested for something too. She looked like she about to tip over back to her old side, like she was saying her nephew doing. But she literally told on the whole family right now. So Massey's over here acting like he's innocent. And not once in this video yet has she said Massey is innocent. And usually family members, if they think their family member is really innocent, they haven't done it, they want to come out and say, hey, my family member is innocent. They didn't do this, blah, 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 blah. But not once has she done this because she knows this is Antoine Massey's MO. He normally is out here causing problems for not only himself, but the community is afraid of this man because he out here robbing people, stealing people's cars, just all kind of violence in him because he's seen that since he was 7 years old.
Lay low on your fucking YouTube channels and all this here. You feel me? Now, Ratty, this go for you, and I hope you hear this. And anybody who know Ratty, wherever Ratty at, please give this message to him. I'm gonna need you to fall back on your interviews, folks. Now, I don't know who this nigga is who you talking to on YouTube. Okay? He a little small YouTuber, but this ain't the stuff.
She have her fist balled up in the video. If you saw that, her fist is balled up. It seems like she's making an indirect threat to a man who's out here doing interviews about the situation. She acting like a straight gangster. It's like you're not making your nephew look any better, girl. You look like you guys are all in on this whole situation. And you making threats over here to some man and YouTubers out here. But you're trying to defend your nephew, yet you're making yourself and your nephew look like straight up gangsters. And now it's like, okay, I see why Antoine Massey is the way he is. He doesn't have any real positive influence around him. This aunt, I don't know how old this aunt is, but I get that she's mad. Okay, I understand that she's mad, guys. Let me show empathy right here. I get that she's mad. If it was my family member and there was people around the country threatening to unalive him when they found him, or, you know, calling him all kind of names, I would come out and defend my nephew as well. But I wouldn't do it this way. I would allow myself to calm down. I'll get all my anger out off camera. And then the next day when I have cooled myself down, said a little prayer or two, then I would come in a more diplomatic, calm way. Because at this point, she looked like she got her fist balled up like she a gangster, like she about to go after somebody, beat them up or whatever, because they doing interviews. It looked like she trying to threaten somebody. She's not directly saying it, but her actions is demonstrating that. And then she says she's not trying to let the old person come out, but the old person seems like it's the one that's out right now because she cussing people out, calling people N-words, and then she claiming she loved God. I mean, I don't know what to believe with her.
Story he going fucking viral on. He not going viral on this one right here, folks. Tell a nigga tune into the P. Diddy fucking case because this one right here ain't it. This one right here ain't it because it's doing too much to my mama. It's doing too much to my daddy. My dad is supposed to be going on the news right now. Do you understand what I'm saying? I need for y'all to lift this family up in prayer. The Taylors, where y'all at, man? Do y'all want to relive this shit again? Y'all still ain't healed from my brother death. Y'all still ain't healed from his death. And y'all gonna watch this shit go down in national TV, bro. I'm trying not to get upset because I've been crying all day at work today and I had to flip tables in there. And I might be fired, but I don't give a fuck. I don't care right now. And anybody know me? No, I don't even curse like this. But I'm tired. I'm a woman of prayer. I prayed on it. I left it alone. But the jokes get to me. I'm not going to keep walking around people and they cracking jokes, making bets on who going to win, who going to be the last man standing. They going to get killed because there ain't nothing I'm going out like a fight. That ain't nothing you want to put in the universe. Not for him. This not his fault, y'all, and I'm not taking no sides. And I'm not trying to make excuses for him. But this not for him, y'all. Because trust me, he's scared right now. He's scared. He want to go home. Because he the type of nigga, he will make decisions and think afterwards. Because he not all there. Am I saying he don't know right from wrong? Yes, he know right.
He will make decisions and think afterwards. Those are key words. He will make decisions and think afterwards. This is exactly what this aunt is doing right now. She made an impulsive decision to come onto the camera in an enraged, emotional state when she should not have, to flash out on the entire country and world and inflame this situation and made the whole situation look worse. So she made this very reckless decision. And like you'll see later on, she gonna calm down in another video and be like, oh, I'm sorry, and blah, 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 and think afterwards. So she herself is making a very reckless decision based on emotional enraged state. And now she gonna think afterwards and be like, oh, I'm sorry. It's like, girl, you're doing the same very thing that you're saying your nephew's doing. So like I said, the apple doesn't seem to fall far from the tree. It seems like she and other people in his life has facilitated this corrupt type behavior in him. He doesn't have any positive adult-like elder adult people in his life that really has helped groom him into be a positive citizen. Look at how she's speaking. She's doing the same thing she says he's doing.
Right for wrong, he grown. But the system raised him. He been in jail 14 years of his life. Come home, domestic violence, he back in there. He wanted to.
Oh my God, sorry guys, I gotta keep stopping it. She said he's been in jail 14 years. She said he went in for domestic violence and then he got out. So that means she's telling us he's already committed domestic violence in the past. This man has a violent MO. He's easily triggered. What he does is when he gets enraged and angry, he flashes out. He blacks out. He enrages in violence. And then later on, he cools down and is like, oh man, I didn't mean to do that. He has these very enraged spurts like his aunt, as you can see here, she's demonstrating it. And then later on, when he cools down, he's like, oh, I didn't realize what I did. But she just told on him. She said the article we read said it was 10 years. But she's saying he's been in and out of jail 14 years. And he has been in jail before for domestic violence. Yeah, he's coming on the camera saying all of a sudden after these 14 years of been in and out of jail, 5 escapes, all of a sudden we supposed to believe you now? I don't know. I don't believe you.
Do is see his mama who just come home. All he wanted to do is see his baby graduate. But we know that's not the way of going by doing. But in his mind, it is. It's his mind. He can't do 14 more years. And the crazy part about it is he was the one with the lesser charges. He was the one with the lesser charges. Forgive my anger. Forgive my disrespect. But I'm unapologetic right fucking now. And I don't care. I know I cannot control social media. I can't control the internet. I can't control none of this shit. But I'm going to need for y'all to fall back with your jokes, bro. Because every time I watch a YouTube video, that shit bother me. That shit bother me. And ride it. I'm telling you right here, right now, bro. Don't do that. If you love my brother like you claim you love my brother, bro, come on, man. Don't put my family business out there like that right now. We already mourning the fact that Harold just got murdered.
Dang, this family has faced a lot of jail. A family member just got murdered again. She's just saying right now, this family has been through it. I feel so sad for them. But she's saying, don't put my family's business out there, right? Yet on this 11-minute video, she has already divulged that her nephew has been a problem child since day one, that he has repeatedly been in and out of trouble, that he has been in jail 14 years, that he has been in jail before for domestic violence. She has said that his father was murdered in front of him. She said that his mother is in prison. She said that the sister is in jail. She said that she got her own issues that she's trying to suppress and change. This woman here just gave us 8 different facts or background information that could be negatively spewed about her family and her own nephew. Yes, she's over here telling somebody else not to share information about her family. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. This is why you do not allow yourself to go on camera when you're angry. And this poor, I'm starting to feel empathy for. Hi, Crystal. Now I'm starting to feel a little bit of empathy for Antoine, because he's had to deal with abuse at home with his mama, who's in and out of jail because she's been in and out of prison her whole life. He got an aunt that's unhinged. He had to see his dad get murdered. He has not had any form of stability. It's like he grew up and emulated what he's seen. I don't think he's ever had a peaceful moment in his life. So like the aunt is over here telling somebody don't divulge information, yet she is here sharing all of the tea with us.
We still mourning that shit. I don't celebrate that. I don't celebrate that. Not at all. And I try to tell my family this the same thing. Yeah, the boy finally gone, but he served his time. He served his time. God is a forgiving God. He forgive everybody. And I try to get him to see that. And what is it going to do? It's not going to bring Antoine back. It's not going to bring Big Antoine back. So celebrating his death is not a victory to me. But that's me talking. And that is, then they got people talking about he the one broke out and went did that. They got people talking about some, he on a rape charge and all this stupid shit. No, he's not. It's all fucking lies. If y'all want to know the fucking truth, just reach out. But y'all are opening up all wounds because my brother kids was not the only kids in that house that night. His doggone fiance and her kids was in there too. These people.
Okay, so she spent 6 minutes telling us how her nephew has been in and out of jail for 14 years. One was for domestic violence. He's been problem from day one. Now, all of a sudden, now she's saying he didn't commit these crimes. Girl, should you have told us that from day one, from the very beginning of your video? Because by now, you already done painted a picture that your nephew is a career criminal. It's like, girl, she glossed over that so easily. Oh, he didn't do it. Girl, you should have led with that, honey. You should have led with that. See, if you would have had time to calm down, pray, and then the next day release a video, then maybe you would have been able to represent your nephew. But my opinion is, honey, this family is so backwards. I don't think she gave a care about that nephew. She just enjoying the clout that she's getting. She has got 32,000 views on that video. She has 1,400 subscribers when she only initially started out with 432 subscribers when I first saw her YouTube channel. It seems like she is enjoying this moment, because when she had the time to calm down, if I was her, I would have immediately deleted this video. Like, she kept this video up like it's a badge of honor. It does not seem like she really legit cares about Antoine, because if she did, she would not be continually painting showing who he really is, basically. Because, girl, you doing 6 minutes talking about how terrible he is, the family is, and now all of a sudden you say he's innocent. Girl, bye. Girl, goodbye. And then there was something she said that she glossed over that I wanted you guys to understand. She said we can't bring back Antoine. She's not talking about Antoine Massey, the guy, the son, the 32-year-old who's on the run. She's talking about Antoine Massey's father, because Antoine Massey's father is also named Antoine Massey. So the son, Antoine Massey, is actually a junior of his father, and who was murdered. So she's saying, I know that Antoine Jr. is hurting right now, but he's saying, You can't bring back your father by committing these crimes. That's what she's trying to communicate. You can't bring him back. I understand you're hurting, but constantly being violent with others is not going to fix the issue. So that was kind of something that was glossed over. And I wanted you guys to understand that particular statement because I know a lot of people were confused when she said that.
People that tried to commit suicide on several occasions behind this. These people is grown now, and that shit is still affecting them, man. Don't do this, bro. I'm begging y'all. I'm pleading y'all.
Sister then yelled so much, she yelled herself into a migraine, and she almost, her head hurt so bad, she looked like she almost about to have pass out right now. She almost passed out. That's why she stopped and held her head, because she didn't cry and yelled herself into a migraine and could have a literal stroke right now because of all this emotions that she's spewing out instead of trying to calm down first.
Calm down. But I'm asking y'all, if y'all want to support my family, lift us up in prayer and leave the fucking jokes behind, bro. Leave the jokes behind. All the older cousins, y'all know who I'm talking to. Y'all got platforms. Stick up for him, bro. Just like that dumb shit go viral. Let our words defending him go viral. He's not the monster that they painting him out to be. Weedy, where you at, man? Bebop, where you at? Edie, where you at, man? Tasha, where you at? Spooner, where you at? Speak up for him, man. Save him, bro. Y'all don't want to repeat this. You niggas ain't recovered from Big Antoine. Come on, bro. Are y'all serious right now? I'm begging y'all. Use your platform. Use your platform, bro. Explain to him why he the way he is. Explain to him that he wasn't dealt a good hand, bro. Explain to these people, bro, so they don't take this boy life trying to find him. Because y'all know that nigga crazy. You know he'll go out without.
And let me explain something. She's the reason why she's screaming and hurt right now is because before this video was released, people online were saying they were about to unalive Antoine Massey to get the $50,000. They were like, well, how do you want us to bring him to you? You know, does he have to be alive? So I get why she's hurt. I understand the emotions. And she's saying, you know, we don't want to relive the murder of our nephew like we saw his father brutally murdered. We're still hurting from that. We're still trying to recover for that. And mind you guys, this happened several decades ago, yet they're still hurting from that. So she's crying to plead for his life more so than to plead for his reputation. But you heard what she said right now. She just said that man is crazy and he would go out with a fight. So again, she's reiterating the MO, the pattern of Antoine Massey. You know, that he is not some cool, chill dude. He has this, Antoine Massey has like, it's kind of like he has two sides. One side is this gentle, kind man, right? Then this other side of him, it can be ticked off and ticked on with a blink of an eye. It's like he can't control his impulses, like his aunt can't hear. And when he gets enraged like that, he sees red. And once he sees that red, he can't talk himself down from the rage until he executes the anger he has inside of him before he calms down again. It kind of reminds me of the Incredible Hulk. You know, the Hulk, that green, big old giant, when he gets angry, he just, you know, builds into this big green angry giant and he does all this angry stuff and then he just shrinks down to this small guy. That's what I kind of envision Antoine Massey to be. Antoine Massey is like this ticking time bomb. And she says it right here. She says, you know, that he's going to like, he's a crazy, you know, he don't have, you know, he's psycho. She's saying it. She's saying who he is. So she knows that if they try to come for him, he about to go all out and commit violence, all kind of crazy stuff. So in my opinion, she's more so corroborating the indication that he probably is guilty for what he's trying to claim he didn't do now.
Explain to him that he wasn't dealt a good hand, bro. Explain to these people, bro, so they don't take this boy's life trying to find him. Because y'all know that nigga crazy. You know he'll go out without a fight, only in fear, not because he no true fucking soldier, only because he's scared. He's scared. He's scared. I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to get off of here before my anxiety start kicking in. I can't take this shit no more. I can't take it no more. Then I ain't want to use my station. That's a fucking station about hell and growing hell. Not no goddamn Antoine. But that's my nephew, and I love him. And I'ma stay in that fucking phone. I'm just glad my baby wasn't with him when he did that shit, because my son locked the fuck up too. In the same jailhouse he was in, right on the next fucking tip. But you see, I'm a...
Damn, everybody locked up. Now she just divulged that her son is locked up in the same jail as Antoine Massey. Guys, I didn't heard it all. The whole family locked up. She the only one left free. Her son is locked up too, y'all. My God, the apple does not fall far from the tree. Okay. Her son is locked up. She's saying she glad her son did not go out and escape right along with him, because he was going to end up with extra charges too. This is a hot mess. If you guys believe in any type of faith, I'm gonna need y'all to go ahead and pray for this family, because I don't think I know different families have issues, but this family right here needs some serious prayer, because oh my God, the whole entire family, the whole lineage, the generation upon generations. We got a mother locked up. That's Antoine Massey's mother's locked up. His sibling now is locked up. Now this lady here, the aunt, her kid is locked up. It's like, dang, this is just so much sadness. Oh my God, imagine now the nephew is locked, or the cousin's locked up in the same jail with Antoine Massey. And she like, thank God he did not end up escaping with his cousin, because this would have been even worse than that.
Praying woman. And they never crossed paths when they was in there. Because if they did, he'd have been right out there with them. And my mama really won't lose her goddamn mind right now. And for those who don't know, my mama real sick. Real sick right now. The only thing she could do is look at her phone and her tablet, looking at YouTube, and she stumbles across this type of shit, bro. I'm not about to let my mama live her last days with this. We can't control what these dudes do. We can't control what these kids do. We cannot. But what I'm asking y'all is respect my family, bro, because y'all opening up old wounds right now. Y'all opening up shit that we've been trying to get buried and stay buried. But it's an everyday process. Everyday process. Yeah, he was in these streets, but he was still a good dude, though. My brother was still a good dude even while he was in these streets. He was a good man. He was a good father. Yes, he was. And anybody who know him know that. But the moral to the story is that life.
So this is a trauma that has stemmed down from generation upon generation. And you're right, Crystal. Yeah, there is a lot of anger. This anger has been a seeping into this family upon very generations. She said something key here. She said Antoine's father was in the streets. That means he was into some sketchy stuff too, in and out of jail, drug deals, all kinds of stuff. And I believe, and this is speculation, I believe Antoine Sr., which is the father of Antoine Jr., who is now on the run, Antoine got executed because of some drug-ish dealings and stuff he was doing around in town, and it caught up with him. So you see this little 7-year-old, when Antoine Jr. was a 7-year-old, he witnessed his dad involved in some sketchy behavior. In fact, you've seen it so much, he was in the very area where his dad was executed. So he grew up and basically emulated the same thing he saw his dad doing. And the same thing that you see Now her own son is in jail. It's like I want to empathize with her, but at the same time, I'm questioning who she is too. I'm like, your son has to see it and witness some of this stuff to make him grow up and start getting involved in that. We can't always say, oh, it's not, we can't control the kid. Of course you can't control the kid. But if you rear a child in the way they should be, trained and train a child up in the ways of the Lord and so forth, you can rear them in a proper home and help them to make good decisions. Not always, but this situation seems like a pattern that has followed this family. And pretty much she's saying all the family is pretty much locked up. It seems like only her and her mother is still out free. So it's like, my question is, ma'am, you're out here spewing all this anger, and your nephew has the same anger issues. And I wonder if your son has the same anger issues, because they're watching this. They were watching this as they were children growing up, and now you're still spewing this anger online.
Stop. Don't come with good endings. It don't come with happy endings. He was a product of the fucking environment. But that's neither said nor done. He gone now. He been gone 26 years. But the moral to the story is it still feel like yesterday. And we don't need to keep seeing his fucking face surfacing with all this fake ass, false ass information. Talking about Rabbit. That wasn't even fucking Rabbit. That was my cousin Neil on that picture, you stupid asses. But let me go, bruh. If y'all wanna help my nephew, y'all lift him up in prayer. Y'all lift him up in prayer and y'all ask God. No, you thank God that he get back safe. You thank God that he have his angels around him and gonna get him back to that cell safe. You thank God. And what another thing you need to do is pray that he don't kill himself when he get back in there. Because the thing is suicidal. But the moral to the story is this here. We ain't claiming none of that stuff. We ain't claiming none of it. I just want him to get back safely. I want him to get back safely. And all you YouTubers and your side badass people, fuck all y'all bitches.
Wow. And you heard her just cuss us out. F all you bitchs. She didn't cuss us all the way out, left and right, and then turned around and incorporated God in it. And the ironic thing is she has a hat on called Saints. I didn't see it all. I'm so confused. And when it comes to God, you're not confused. There, like God says, there's people that will come out and represent and pretend to be an image of Christ, but they really aren't. That is Exhibit A. She was out here cussing us out. F all you bees, blah, blah, blah. It's like, girl, you really didn't help your nephew out. And he came out here with this calm, cool, collected video. He was calm as the waters of the sea. Talk about he innocent. You see the contrast there? It really shows the underlying person that seeps behind him, because he's not really this innocent person that he was portraying himself out to be. Okay, let's look at another video of hers. Sorry, this might be her page.
My family is private.
No, this is her page, but let me show you guys. Let me know if you see this. This is her YouTube channel. Can you see it? I don't know if y'all can see it. Hold on, let me see if you guys can see it. This is her YouTube channel right here. So when I first saw her channel, like I said, she had about 400 and something, 32 subscribers. Now you can see she's up to 1,400 and something, 50. And I thought that she really was coming on here to defend her nephew, but now she's just posting all these videos. I'm just like, girl, you just trying to get views. You got 32,000, 12,000, 15,000. Then she just did a short response here to her nephew's video. So actually, I want to do this one first because she responded to Antoine Massey's video. Remember, he just did that video we did earlier. Well, here's her response to her nephew.
Antoine, I'm sitting here and I'm listening to your video and I see your video. I'm just happy to see that you are alive and not dead. alive and not dead. But I know you a survivor, and I know God's words are real and they are powerful. I know that hearing your mama verse and my daddy verse was gonna soften you, and I know you see how I done jumped out there in that water with you. Pastor Brown them have all this set up already for you. Call them. Call Pastor Brown now. Him and the major man who be in the courtrooms with all the heavy cases is willing to walk you in, son. I know you saw the videos. I know you see me how I done jumped in that water with you. Call them. I'm happy to see you alive. I'm happy to see that you're doing the right thing. You're trying to do it safe. But you don't have to do this alone. We are here with you, son. The people is waiting on you. They will walk you in there personally. We know the system corrupt. I tried to let them see who and what you was. I tried. Do you understand? But they don't know us. They don't know us from a can of paint. So I'm asking you to continue to do the right thing. I'm proud to see that you was bold enough to do this. But I feel like you coming to an end with it. You running out of resources. You running out of time. Let's end it. Let's end it. Let's end it now. Let's end it now. I'm going to put Pastor Brown number on the screen. Call Pastor Brown because everything you need, Pastor Brown have. He have it. Do it now.
Okay, one thing, let me give her props on. Her video, the first video she did, and the multiple videos she posted, Antoine Massey saw those videos, right? And I believe her videos is what caused him to break down emotionally and to eventually come out and say this video. I really feel she was the one that summoned him. So I want to give her props for that, because if it wasn't for her coming out and doing these emotional videos, I promise you, Antoine Massey would have never came clean. He would have never posted anything on Instagram. And he's now in the process of turning himself in. So I did kind of, go in on her. But at the same time, I want to give her props, because her videos is what really led to Antoine Massey having a second thought about this. Because Antoine Massey was about to leave and just not come back. He was probably about to go out in a fight, in a bang, because he probably is thinking his life is over. But I feel like his aunt has given him a reason to live now. So she's helped change the course for him. So now he wants to fight for his life. And now he's in the process of planning to turn himself in. But before he did that, he wanted to do these videos to gain and garner the empathy of the nation so that people could start helping him with this case. Maybe do a GoFundMe, different stuff like that. And it actually has worked. A lot of people actually do believe him. Like I said, because of my experience as a prosecutor, I don't, because of my analysis I told you. But a lot of people do believe him now. You can see here, people right here said, I watched his video and I believe him. I'm praying for him. And I know God will take care of him. I hope and pray that he turns himself in and everything will work out. This person said, Auntie jumped in that water with them. Real. Right. Auntie is the one that brought. This person said, them devils is in these comments, praying for him to be turned in safely. She said, she's telling Antoine to call Pastor Brown. Pastor Brown is like, hell to the no. You ain't getting me arrested. You better let the Lord handle it. He probably is. Because what I can't say is I do want to applaud this woman, because she is the very reason that Antoine is about to turn himself in. She is the very reason that is probably going to save his life, because he doesn't feel like he has the support of his family. He feels abandoned by the system, abandoned by his family. You see how she literally trash talked him, said he's been in jail for 14 years in and out since he was a kid, from day one, since the kid was day born. She didn't say the kid's a problem. Okay. And he's crazy, that he can lash out. He's just got some psychological issues and in him that she just went off on him, right? About who he is for 11-minute video. So she already know the guy has issues, right? But her video is what softened his heart, which tells me he still has some hope left. But after him escaping, let me just keep it real with you guys. The fact that he's facing these rape charges and all this other stuff, he's probably just racked up. He just now racked up his charges. He probably would have got out if he would not have escaped. But now that he escaped, that just racked up his charges. So he's looking at a long time in jail now. And yeah, he's not getting out for a long time. Right, Crystal. Crystal made a good point. I just was saying that. She said she keeps getting upset. She's going to have a stroke. Right. That's why I pray she needs to calm down. Now, I wanted to do one more video. I showed you her YouTube channel because we're running out of time. So you guys can go here if you want to look at all her videos, because she does have some more videos about him. But there's one video I did want to show you from her. Right here, this video, because she kind of goes over some videos of Antoine and with the mother of his son. And it kind of shows the humanity side of him that I told you he has this soft, sweet nature, but there is a rage in him that seems to control the good parts of him. Okay, so let me show you the next day when she has had time to calm down. Because remember, I told you she just went off. She allowed her emotions to dictate her. But the next day, she calmed down. Sorry, guys, about this ad. Let's try to get this ad to go away. And now let's go to her.
Because trust you me, we need every last. Guys, I just came on here just to let you guys know that I appreciate all the love. I appreciate all the love and the support and the prayers. Because trust you me, we need every last bit of them. Every last bit of them. I appreciate you guys accepting my apology because I was very sincere when I said that. But I come on here today to let you guys know that Auntie is off the internet with this Antoine Massey situation on my channel, on my platform. I'm letting it go because I got to get back to running my business. I have to get back to living. I cannot allow this to paralyze me because it has paralyzed me for the last 2 weeks.
Now look how calm she is now. You remember the video we just looked at, how she was yelling and screaming, and now she's just a whole different person. This is exactly what she said about Antoine. He will first impulsively get angry, and then he'll calm down and think about it and regret it later. And that's exactly what you're seeing her demonstrating, that very same enraged kind of state of being angry now, impulsively reacting on your anger. And then later on, the very next day, now she's this calm person. I don't even know. It's like two different people I'm seeing here because she has had time to calm down and think about it. But the very angry traits and impulsive nature that she is saying her nephew has, she herself has. So it seems to be this internal plague that has hindered this family for many, many generations. It has spread across her siblings and has fallen upon their children. And that's a very sad situation to see.
And I have a business to run, you guys. So for everybody who came from out of the woodworks, who I have not seen in years, I'm talking years, forgot you guys even existed. It's been that long. I appreciate you guys showing up with the support. It's just unfortunately that we have to find each other underneath these type of circumstances, you guys. Please, let's not let life distinguish how we stay in contact with each other or how we show up for one another.
So I'm not going to play that whole video. I just wanted to play that little snippet to show you the distinction there of how she's calm one minute. Sorry, she's enraged 1 minute, and then all of a sudden you see a whole different nature of her, because she tried to say, oh, her nephew is crazy and he's enraged 1 minute, he blacks out and does crazy stuff, and then he thinks later. Well, ma'am, you have the same traits, and you have to take accountability. You and your family and your sister, who is the mother of him, you guys have to take accountability for your own nature And that is the beginning process of healing. Now, I do want to show you. Sorry, guys, for the sound. But I do want to show you guys a video that kind of shows Antoine Massey in a different light with his son, just so you can get a familiarity with him, that he's not the fully a bad person everybody's saying he is. Like I said, there's two sides to Antoine Massey, but he tends to allow that bad nature that has been in him for at least 14 years or so after he witnessed the death of his father, murder of his, not just say the death of his father, the murder, okay? His dad was murdered in front of him. So I get it. He probably didn't get any therapy or real help. So I get why he's facing trauma right now because of it. But here's a video that the aunt released on her YouTube channel that shows him in positive light. This cute little baby on the screen that you see right now, that's his younger son, the 3-year-old that he was talking about. So recently his daughter has graduated from high school. She's now become an adult. She's 18 years old now. And the son is growing up right before his eyes. So the aunt is saying that he escaped the jail so that he could see his daughter graduate, basically. Okay. So his story about him being innocent and all that, like that we played on the beginning of this video, doesn't seem to really pan out. It seems like he was thinking now the impulsive nature of him to get out of there. And now he's recanting and thinking now what he did is wrong. So now he's trying to garner the empathy of the public so that they can help him plead his case, basically.
Say no. Just don't. We got the crew here and stuff. This is the one right here that's on all the pictures that y'all done seen already. Yeah.
So this is a video when Antoine's son turned 1. So it seems like everybody is named after each other. So Antoine's dad, who was murdered, his name is Antoine. And then now he named Antoine Jr. that. And now this is going to be Antoine the third, I guess. So they're all named after the Antoine family. I hope this little baby Antoine doesn't. I hope the little baby Antoine doesn't turn out like his dad and his grandpa, rest his soul.
Look at her. He's nervous. Everybody's gonna be constipated after this day. That's good. It's good. Put him on the table. Look. You ready? Sure.
No, not crying like that.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Twine. Happy birthday to you. May the dear Lord bless you. May the dear Lord bless you. May the dear Lord bless you. Happy birthday to you. Yay! Come on, blow your candles out.
Come on. 1, 2, 1. You ready? You ready? Come on.
Ooh, yeah!
Get it. It's right there.
Now you won't stand up.
It's right there.
He feel like I ain't got naked in here for what?
Look.
Oh Lord.
Look.
Look what you
Cake.
did.
Ooh!
Cake, man.
Lick it.
Hey.
He a clean boy. He don't want to do all that. That's creeping him out.
See what
he gonna do with it. Yeah, I want to see what he want to do on his own.
Look.
You don't like
Say no. Say no. This
So you can see their beautiful intimate moments with him and his daughter. I mean, sorry, I said his daughter, his son. That was like 2 years ago when the son turned 1 year old. He's also, I told you he's Antoine third, so there's like 3 different generations of Antoines. I'm just hoping that little baby Antoine does not turn out like his dad. The girl that was, I know, isn't he cute, Alicia? He was gorgeous, huh? Cute little baby. He looked just like his dad too. Isn't that crazy? But the girl that was next to him, the one that was sitting by him with the long braids, that's the mother of the child, just so you know. But so that just goes to show Antoine has a good side to him. I'm not saying he's all bad, but he tends to allow the negative nature of him to prevail because that's all he's been around since he was a little boy. He has witnessed his dad in all kinds of drug dealings and all kinds of stuff that landed him to get murdered in front of him. And then he had to see his mom in and out of jail. And then he had to see his own cousin in jail. Everybody around has been in and out of jail. Now the sister in jail. Everybody in jail except for this aunt and the mom. So it's a sad story. I pray for Antoine. If you guys are believers, pray for Antoine. But at this point, Antoine does need to turn himself in. He needs to grow up. He's 32 years old. He has been breaking out of jail for 5 times. He's broke in and out of jail. He's broke his ankle monitor. He has basically defied the law for 14 years. So I have questions about him. I get some of the stuff he's saying is true. I do believe him that the jail that he's discussing, that where he broke out of, is very corrupt. I do believe that he was let out, in my opinion, by those law enforcement because they do not like that sheriff. And they wanted her gone. And so I believe they conspired to let those inmates out so that they can make it look like this sheriff just doesn't have it under control. So I believe that, guys. But at the same time, I do think Antoine Massey did commit the new crimes that he's committed. This man has been committing domestic violence throughout his youth. He has been in thefts. He has been involved in all kinds of criminal activity. Like I said, domestic violence victims recant their stories all the time, which is probably why the prosecutor did not dismiss it. And they probably have more corroborating evidence that is supporting these charges. It's not just what the victim is saying. They probably have photographs. They probably also took samples from her person to corroborate the rape, all kinds of stuff. So I think at this point, he needs to gently and kindly turn himself in and do his time because he has now racked up brand new charges. I don't really believe the story about the maintenance man. I think the officers have infiltrated and basically framed that maintenance man. And it's very, very sad that maintenance man has taken the fall for this. And he's the type of guy, based on what his family has said about the maintenance man. Let me just see if I can find a picture of him real quick. New Orleans maintenance man arrested for helping inmates escape. Let me see if I can find a picture of him so you guys know who I'm talking about, because some of you guys did not watch the first video, which I don't know why, because y'all be telling me why I be gone off the internet, because y'all don't look like y'all want to be watching or being a part of the channel. So I'd be like, well, maybe I shouldn't be on here. Anyways, let me show you guys. This is the maintenance man I'm talking about. This maintenance man has not been in jail ever. He's not that type of dude. Now, yes, he probably could be scared and let somebody out, you guys. But I don't think that's what happened, because normally when we have maintenance men come into these jails, a prison guard will walk around and escort them. That is the normal protocol. And in my prior video on part 1, we listened to the statement of an experienced officer who talked about that as well. Even Antoine Massey has corroborated that in this part 2 video. So I don't think that's what happened. I think that the law enforcement infiltrated him and forced him to make this false confession. And they're basically implicating him when he's innocent. And it feels really sad because they raised his bail up too high right now. And so he's stuck in some jail, and he's never even been in a jail before. So I feel really sad for this maintenance man. But I also feel really disappointed if the maintenance man is in fact lying on Antoine, because Antoine has enough mess going on with himself as it is, okay, as we already heard. So for you to lie on Antoine, I'm starting to think it was Derek Groves who planned this whole escape. Notice how Derek Groves has been quiet. And my bet is Derek Groves is going to be the last one standing. I don't even know if Derek Groves is still in New Orleans at this point. Derek Groves is an interesting fella. And if you watch my part 1, you'll know why. But Derek Groves is alleged to have killed a lot of people. And in part 1, I thought it was that he killed these people because they unalived. They were related to Lynn Davis, who got his grandma killed. But now I'm finding out he just out here killing folks. He was a hitman, basically. Derek Groves. So I think Derek Groves was the one that facilitated all of this mess, y'all. He probably got in cool with one of them officers and planned this whole thing out with the officers, because he's been mighty quiet, which is good, because he's trying to lay low. He's going to be the very last one of these inmates that's left standing, that's going to be free for quite some time. But he will probably eventually be captured. But I think he's going to be the last one standing. He's smart. This guy right here on the screen here, he's very, very intelligent. And he got away with a lot of murders throughout the years because the cops couldn't pin anything on this man, even up to the point where he was allegedly implicated in the murders of these 2 innocent men at a Mardi Gras event. He actually was there as a paid hitman to kill another dude, which that dude got away. And he ended up killing 2 innocent black men who weren't even a part of any gangs or anything like that, or drug dealings. He was hired, him and his colleague, I call him colleague, they both like are hitmen. They were hired to kill a dude that was like one of the top drug dealers over there. But that drug dealer got away. But this dude right here, y'all, he was around here killing people for years. And people thought it was his grandma that came back in his own flesh because he was out here wreaking havoc. But he's a really smart dude, meaning he knows how to lay low and get away with stuff and roam and unalive folks. And it took, and get away with it. And the cops weren't able to pin anything on him until finally. So I think Mr. Derek Groves here on the screen going to be the last one standing. Notice how he's not out here doing very negligent moves of posting himself online. Antoine Groves came out and said this statement because his aunt pulled on his heartstrings. You see, Antoine's a very emotionally unstable man. He's very easily moved by his emotions, whereas Derek Groves is not. Derek Groves really doesn't have any emotions. So he's not moved by what his mom is saying and family members are saying. His family has already come out and told him to turn himself in. But notice how he hasn't responded, because he doesn't move by emotions or impulse. He's smart, he's strategic, and he's very, very composed. Whereas Antoine is a ticking time bomb. And when he saw his aunt out here crying on the screen and stuff, it pulled on his heartstrings. And that is what drew him out. That is what caused him to change his mind. And now he's on the brink of turning himself in, which is why he did that video. So this man right here, he's not really that much of a controlled man. He's very impulsive. He does things and thinks later, and that's why he already made all these very careless decisions, and he's about to get turned in. Whereas Derek Groves, like I told you, smooth fella, sly, intelligent, cunning. He doesn't have emotions. That's why he can go around and kill people and not care or think twice. Because he's like kind of like I don't want to call him this, but he kind of comes off to me like a sociopath, kind of, because he doesn't have much emotions. Both of these men come from trauma. This man was born into trauma. He was born into a family where 3 years before his birth, his grandma was murdered by a cop's hitman, basically. This cop had a guy that was a drug dealer who was doing dealings with the officer Lynn Davis in the streets, he had him go out and do his dirty work and kill his grandma. So his whole life he had to see and hear about this grandma he never met being murdered by an officer. So he grew up in an environment that taught him not to feel. He's like an ice stone cold person that lacks the emotion and has composure and very sly and very cunning. So I don't think he's going to get caught next. I think he's going to be last. And it's going to take quite some time for him to be caught. I believe the officers are now kind of closing in, but it's going to take a little bit more time because Derek Groves is pretty smart. I wanted to say he got out the country, but I kind of doubt that. I have questions about that part of it. He might be still in the country, probably not so much in Louisiana, but we shall see. All right, guys, I've already talked your ears off forever. Let me know what you guys think about this new development of this story. This story is crazy. Like, never have I ever, and I know a lot of these people do, a lot of inmates do, some of them do escape, but never have I ever seen a situation where inmates escape and we get to see the full background story of these people's lives, officer corruption's involved. Like, this story is crazy. This is the type of story I could see being turned into a Netflix or a movie, like one of them biopic movies in the theater one day. I really can see that one day. I'm telling you, they're going to make it into one of them movies one day. So, because it's just crazy, all the stuff that's happening in this story. But in my opinion, I think you guys should just pray for these people. They're not perfect, but they're still God's children. And pray for that aunt, because I don't want her to yell herself into a stroke. All right, I love you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know what you think. Take care.